Friends, hello, how are you doing? I want to make a quick little this is a warning to what is coming here. So, Robinhood, okay, we're talking about Robinhood here. Quarterlies are coming up here Wednesday, July 30th. Now, obviously, there is so much expectation of what is going to happen with these quarterlies. If you don't know, you should know. The last two quarterlies that Robinhood has had, they have passed. Now, obviously, Q4 for 2024 was the biggest they've ever recorded. It was over $1 billion. It shocked the nation. I mean, we were all like, what? And that is really what has drove up the price of Robinhood here. Robinhood's really pushed up here since that. Now Q1 of 2025 came out. It was a beast. It wasn't as crazy as Q2. It was under $1 billion, but it's still nonetheless. It was like, holy friggin' smokes. Okay. So with Q2 coming out here, there's a lot of expectation. I'm gonna tell you right now, if they come out with another quarterly here that beats expectation once again, and really what this does, it is telling us and it's cementing Robinhood here as in this whole new stream of revenue. I mean, they went from making right under $600 million per quarterly to we're in $900 billion dollar quarterlies here. So we're in this whole new period structure of quarterlies here, which is, most companies, they have little tidbit walks up with their business, with their revenue, all that. Well, Robinhood here went, well, we're just going to skip a few years and we're going to get into this whole new stream of revenue. And that's essentially why the stock is going bananas right now. So I do want to say that, because people are going to bring it up, Kathy sold some Robinhood. Okay. Kathy Woods here. This isn't unusual. She sold some Coinbase too. But she kept a lot too. So it's a little bit of, is what it is. Robinhood is at an all-time high right now. I mean, the stock is going ballistic, and I suspect that next week it'll probably stay around. It might hit to 1.5, 1.6, but really these quarterlies we're going to see what happens. Now, it's a back and forth right now whether or not quarterlies are going to, be over $1 billion again or not. I don't know. I say that because it's so in a situation of this is new ground for Robinhood. Now, what I do suspect that these quarterlies will be somewhere in the $900 million range. At least, because there's no way they've lost that much ground coming out of Q4 from 2024. There's no way. We saw a little bit of a lack for the Q1 of this year, but nonetheless, they still beat it, and it was amazing, and we're fully expecting this rise to continue. Robinhood is really, this went from a situation of like, yeah, they've got a lot of work to do. Who knows what's going to happen here with the company, with quarterlies. They're it's kind of up and down situation. That was a lot of the conversation coming out of 2022, 2023, a little bit of the beginning of 2024. Even though 2024, they started off very hot here. Things have really, really changed here with this company. I fundamentally, from what I can see here, is that this is a stock that people need to be a part of. 100%. I don't invest a lot of my time nor money in bank stocks besides ETFs and mutual funds, things like that. But there are two stocks, and you've heard me say this, there are two bank stocks right now that I invest in on a healthy basis, okay? It's Robinhood and it's SoFi, okay? And those two banks I invest in right now because they are focusing on something that a lot of other the big banks are not. SoFi really focusing on their technology aspect of what they're offering people. Robinhood, a lot of the same. In both these companies, they've diversified, differently in the beginning, but now, fundamentally, they essentially are banks, and this is really what Robinhood is shifting into here more. Obviously, Robinhood starting as a trading platform, still very much so, and I think they're still holding the ground for the most popular trading platform right now. A lot has changed over there, so I say, I'm saying this because I think if you've been with Robin here for a minute, Robinhood was. You kind of used to get made fun of for investing in Robinhood, like 2023. And, when I was talking about this stock, I remember like the comments were very negative. People are like, don't put your money in this crap stock. That was a lot of the feedback I was getting, and I for good reason. I get it, because the quarterlies were very up and down. 2024 started here last year, and things really started to improve. I was even yapping my gums about Hood then, and still they weren't getting a lot of attention. It wasn't really until this last quarterly of 2024 where people went like, what the crap? And now you're seeing the frenzy that has started here. So the expectations of what Robinhood is going to continue to push into here is it really relies on this next quarterly. It's really going to tell us, this will be the third quarterly, to really, what this tripod of new revenue is holding up right now. So I think it, we might be holding this $100 mark if they push into this same kind of revenue, if they beat quarterlies again. I wouldn't bet against it right now. That's the thing. I just would not bet against Robinhood right now. In the talk out there with Robinhood, when you're looking at it right now, it's very positive. It's remarkable to see how this stock has really changed here. Even quarterlies that are projected here with these analysts, that they're saying that they believe that these quarterlies are gonna be positive. They're gonna succeed here, and people are putting crazy prices on Robinhood. So what I'm trying to say is that I would look at this not so much as like Robinhood's gonna maybe by the end of the year run up to $120-$130. I think that's very possible as long as we keep seeing good quarterlies here, but I would look at this as a situation that could get very crazy. I would look at this as like a long-term investment. I really would. There's a lot that's coming to the table here with Robinhood. Essentially, they are becoming a bank. There's going to be a lot more revenue that's involved here with Robinhood. And, where SoFi has really focused their attention with getting to the younger generation, getting to, the generation that has, the ability in their hand, which is their phone. And that's what they're really focusing on. And it's working 100%. You're seeing Robinhood, they've already been doing that on the investor side. Now they're really pushing into the banking side of that too. And one thing that I really think that is very underestimated right now with Robinhood, to where I really don't even see SoFi focusing a lot of attention. They are, but not like I'm hearing from Robinhood. Robinhood is really focusing on, and the CEO talks about this a lot, Robinhood is really focused on the crypto future, what crypto brings, what they can do with it, what they can offer to people that are getting in crypto, how crypto fundamentally is going to be used wealth-wise. So I really believe that, I love SoFi, I love Robinhood, and right now I see these two as the top contenders in the arena right now going at each other. And, we're going to see who prevails here. SoFi is very close to getting to this $1 billion quarterly. SoFi is growing crazy high right now. And I'm not even talking about SoFi, but I'm using them as comparing right now because very similar stuff that's going on right now. I believe that, 5 years from now, they're still going to be fighting each other. They are the two new contenders in the banking sector right now. But Robinhood here, staying focused on them, I believe that Robinhood has not only entered into this situation as they're making great money, they're making great stride to be very ahead of the curve technology-wise, where they want to go. And two, a lot of hype has been attached to it. And what does hype do? Hype makes stuff expensive. Hype is expensive. You got to pay for it. So I think a lot of this is going to continue. Like I said, quarterlies are next Wednesday, so we will see what happens there. I am very much in the realm that I'm not going to speak negative about Robinhood. I'm just not. It's doing too good right now. I think even buying this, if it were to fall to $80 to $90, I think it's going to get bought up very fast. I think the only problem that we're seeing right now with Robinhood is that it's gotten so expensive, it's going to be hard for people to be able to buy this at $70, $80 again. Like I said, if it falls to $90 to $80, if these quarterlies, let's say, maybe don't blow expectations away, It might falter a little bit here, but if the market itself continues to rise, Robinhood will follow suit. And not only that, our banking stocks will take a huge boost here sooner than later, more than not. Because why? Because more than likely the Feds are going to do a rate cut here. They're going to be forced to do a rate cut probably in September or October, because Trump he is pushing them to do one, and they probably just going to give in with even the slightest little rate cut. Robinhood, I think I talked about this in the last video. This is why I think that Robinhood could easily go to 120 to 130 by the end of the year. That, I know it's expensive, but I'm pricing in hype too. I'm pricing in the I don't want to miss out price in that too. And two, by Q3, man, if they're still or over this $1 billion quarterly range, I mean, wow, just an amazing push. It's just, I listen, I'm a dork with this stuff. I'm a complete nerd with the market, and this stuff interests me. It's got my attention. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. You know what I'm trying to say. I think it's amazing. I think it's just totally amazing what you're watching here. Friends, I'm going to stop yapping now. I appreciate you being here. I really do mean that. Be excited. Great time to invest. Great time to invest. Great companies, and just an amazing moment to be here. Friends, bye-bye.